Your subconscious mind controls your entire life, all your thoughts, feelings, actions, your results, your bank account, your marriage, your confidence. Your subconscious mind, your unconscious mind that was programmed by your parents, by your friends, by your teacher, by your media. And you can actually rewrite it to get everything that you want, but you have to understand how to actually communicate with your subconscious mind so that you can rewrite it and work with it to create all the money, all the happiness, all the love, all the fulfillment, all the confidence, all the contribution to the world that you want. So in this video, 5 ways to improve your communication with the universal subconscious mind. This is Jake Ducey from jakeducey.com, and let's do it. Number 1, recognize what's in there is what was. What's in your subconscious mind, right? All of the BS, the belief systems around what you're capable of, what you deserve in your life, what's possible for love with you, what's possible with career success and contribution to the world. All of that is simply what was. And what happens is we identify so much with the thoughts that we have in our head. And psychologists say we have 65,000 thoughts in a day. 65,000 thoughts. And 95% of them are unconscious. They're coming from the subconscious mind that's been pre-programmed. That's like a record player telling all the stupid stories about money and love and confidence and what you're capable of that are not even true. So if you have 65,000 thoughts in a day and 95% of them are unconscious, you probably got like 50 something thousand thoughts in a day that are actually not even in alignment with what you want. And what happens is we aren't able to differentiate between our true self and a negative conditioned thought pattern that works in a cycle. It's like the hell cycle. It's like this repeat of all these negative things that happens over again. And what happens is we identify with them, right? So when the thought starts happening, we think that's who we are. We're in a relationship and our parents got divorced, and maybe your dad or your mom was never there. So maybe you have a fear of abandonment. And so you're in this awesome relationship, and the result is that every time you guys get in an argument, you think that that means that they're about to leave you. And then you kind of freak out, right? It's the subconscious acting up. It's like this story in your head over and over again that says money is the root of all evil, only bad people have money, that you just need enough just for a roof over your head. And the result of that is obviously it causes a lot of stress and strain, because when you don't have enough money, it can cause a lot of problems. Maybe you heard your dad or your mom say that, or maybe you saw your parents get divorced, and so you've associated love with pain. You think that if you fall in love, it will cause pain in your life, but that's just the way the subconscious mind has been programmed. It's not true, it's not real. So what happens is we identify with these thoughts so much, and what I'm inviting you to consider is that all of those negative thoughts are BS, right? Bull, you can finish the rest. But what else does that stand for? Belief systems. They're just belief systems. Everything in our life, our confidence, the way we look at ourselves in the mirror, if we think we can ask that person out, if we think we can get an amazing romantic relationship, whether or not we think we can buy that level of home that we really want, or that car, or get that raise in the company, those are all belief systems. And when you stop identifying, every time you hear a negative thought, notice that that's not you. What happens is we identify with them and they say, well, that's just me. I can't do this. Did you see my report cards and my tax returns the last 5 years? I mean, look at me. I'm fat, I'm ugly. And we try to laugh at ourselves and make fun of ourselves and be the first person to do that before we ever face rejection. Because if we already make fun of how stupid, ugly, or bad, or how we're not quite good enough, then it won't hurt as much when the world does it, right? It's a protection mechanism. And when you realize those thoughts aren't you, life gets magical, right? I always had these negative thoughts around success and what I could do and my message, how many people I could impact. And I realized that I needed to change that. So I started recording a hypnosis that I always talk about. It's Jake's free, it's Jake's Success Hypnosis. It's free. It's right down there below. And you can download it and you can listen to it, and you can notice those are the thoughts when you suggest positive images, positive affirmations, positive things like that. Those are your true self. And the first step is to recognize that what's in there now is what was. It's a production of your past thoughts, feelings, actions, and beliefs, and nothing more. And you can rewrite them in any single moment. And when you understand that, you can communicate new, better, more beautiful things with your subconscious mind to reprogram it towards what you really want in life. Number 2, command more, right? We've all heard of that Aladdin and the lamp thing and the genie and all that type of stuff, right? What does he do? He's like commanding, your wish is my command. And what happens is, through institutions, through religions, through advertisement that says we're not good enough, through bullies that teach us not to ever walk with our chest out and be confident about our life, through other people who are really insecure about their lack of success or confidence, right? What happens is we actually don't demand much from life. We're like, oh, it'd be great if, and we stay like that. Right? This is your world. This is your territory. This is your subconscious mind that you can program however you want. Newsflash, if you make more money, you're not going to take away from somebody else's. You're going to be actually providing more service to the world, because you can't make money unless you're providing service. So don't worry about that you're taking your supply and someone else is going to lose. Don't worry about it if you go confidently up to some beautiful man or woman you find attractive, because somebody else will find someone great too. And that person's probably looking for what you have to offer to the relationship, to inspiration, to life goals. Don't worry about these things. And what happens is we get all this guilt and shame around wanting things, so we're afraid to say, subconscious mind, I command that I attract an amazing relationship. I'm commanding, and I'm so grateful to experience more levels of financial prosperity. I'm so grateful to feel more confident than I ever have. And I command every time before I go on coaching calls, I say to my subconscious mind, and before I do my seminars, I say, I command you to serve these people with the skill, humor, bravado, wisdom, whatever it takes. And I'll command my subconscious mind with the skill. And I hit my chest, I get emotionally involved, and I'm changing my physiology. I'm commanding my subconscious mind to perform in a certain way, because your subconscious mind beats your heart. It grew you into who you are today. It drives your car while you're texting and you're not paying attention, right? It does all of these things unconsciously. It's an unconscious mechanism that is able to do so much more than we can possibly imagine. It's processing billions of bits of information every single second and sorting what's valuable for our conscious mind to be aware of and not. Well, the least it can do is help you make more money, to attract your soulmate, to live where you want to live on purpose, to make a difference, to live on your own term, to be happier and healthier than you've ever been before. It can do that for you, but you got to be bold and say, hey, I want this out of myself and I want this out of my life. So that's what I invite you to practice, to be unapologetically communicate with your subconscious mind. I'm so grateful that you receive my command. I command that more great opportunities show into my life, that I meet more people, that I have the resources to go after my dreams in life. And when you start to move unapologetically and boldly through the world with what you desire, instead of shrinking and being scared, should I ask her what I want? I don't know. Should I shrink it? When you come from that state of confidence, the subconscious mind starts to shape the world the way that you want it. Number 3, speak to your subconscious in the present tense. So your subconscious mind only receives things in the present tense. And what your subconscious does is that it's the emotional mind. So it controls primarily how you feel. Every thought has a chemical reaction that controls how we feel through electrical impulses in our nervous system, i.e. our emotions, our emotions, our energy and motion is a result of primarily what's in our subconscious mind. So I always talk about the monster under your bed analogy as a great way to break down how the subconscious works, right? So what happens when you're little? You think there's a monster under your bed, screaming for mom or dad or guardian or grandma or grandpa or friend or whomever it is, the adult in the house. Oh my gosh, there's a monster, there's a monster, there's a monster. And what's happening in your body? Well, you're believing a thought. And in your subconscious, you've deeply embedded the belief system that there's some type of entity that's gonna eat you. And so what happens is your thoughts produce a chemical reaction, physiologically affecting how you feel and how you're showing up in your life, who you are being in the moment. I.e., your hands are sweaty, your heart's beating, you're scared as crap, you think a monster's gonna eat you, you're screaming, and the guardian comes into the house and comes into the room, and they're mad because it's the third time you did it that night. They make you look under the bed. When you look under the bed and you see with your own eyes there's not a monster there, all of a sudden you immediately relax. Your nervous system immediately switches into a different gear. Why? Because you saw something and it caused a different emotional reaction. Your hands aren't sweaty anymore, they're not all clammy, your heart's not beating all fast, and all of a sudden you can go to bed. You're like, dude, there's not even a monster under my bed tonight. Same thing happens next night. Why? Because you have a deeply implanted subconscious belief that there's a monster, even though consciously you looked under the bed, it wasn't there anymore. It takes time to reprogram things, right? So I always use that analogy because that wasn't even real. There isn't really a monster under your bed, but you're living out the reality as if it's so. It's the same thing when I was a kid. I called the cops because I thought there was a burglar in my house. There wasn't a burglar in my house, but I was scared out of my damn mind. I thought there was a burglar, but it wasn't real. It wasn't actually there, but I had a physiological reaction as if the burglar was there. And I'm sure you've done that before with something, thinking you have even less money than you have. You think you're going to be broke forever. You're getting all... It's hard to even breathe. Your throat is closing up, right? Maybe you believe a boyfriend or girlfriend's cheating on you. You're going to get fired. It's these things that aren't true, but we believe them as if they're true, and we make that so, and we move and live from that place as if it's true, right? So that's how your subconscious works. It doesn't know the difference between what's real and what's not real. It's your conscious mind that can actually reason. It has reasoning capacity to be like, is there a monster? I'm not sure. Is there? Right? So your conscious mind is the part of you that actually can think and rationalize. But your subconscious receives whatever is predominantly and habitually suggested to it. So there's a monster, there's a monster, there's a monster. There's not enough money, there's not enough money. I'm so ugly, nobody's going to love me. I shouldn't even ask anyone out. They're going to say no before I even ask them out. I mean, there's no way. And it goes on and on and on and on and on and on and on. Right? And it just keeps going, right? And whatever is suggested to it in the present moment controls it. So if you could believe and live out a reality that there's a monster under your bed, and you could believe and live out a reality that a boyfriend or girlfriend might be cheating on you, you're going to lose your job, there's not enough money, you're not good looking enough, and it goes on and on and on. If you could do that, obviously you could do the opposite. And your subconscious would receive it the same way, right? So that's what the whole idea behind tapping into your subconscious mind, behind affirmations, is that eventually you'll program your subconscious mind in a different way. If you change the way you think and feel around money for long enough to a healthier spot, you'll start to see money that wasn't there. Opportunities will present themselves that you weren't able to attract before. When you change your viewpoint around love is pain and you change it to love is this beautiful experience for me to feel what it feels like to be a human, that's two totally different belief systems that are going to impact the subconscious in a different way and control your thoughts, feelings, and actions in a different way, right? So when you start to speak to your subconscious in the present tense for something that doesn't even exist yet, you start to train it in a different way. Your subconscious is like a dog. You have to train your subconscious, just like you have to train the dog to not crap in the house. You got to train your subconscious mind to stop crapping in your bank account, to stop crapping in your love life, to stop crapping in your marriage, to stop crapping on your body that you think sucks. You have to train your subconscious to stop crapping everywhere. It's not enough to just pick the crap up every time and try to clean up the mess. You've got to reprogram it. It's got to start pooping outside, right? So it's that we've got to start to realize and start to communicate with it in the present tense. That's the only way anyone's programmed around anything, is that they've been programmed in a certain way. So you got to start talking to yourself in the present tense. Your eyes only see a little bit of visible light. There's way more happening beyond what you can see. You blow a dog whistle, you can't hear it, a dog can hear it, you trust it. Your senses are inherently limited. Lack of evidence isn't evidence of lack. So you might forget a lot of parts of this video, but actually I want you to comment that down below. Lack of evidence isn't evidence of lack. Lack of evidence isn't evidence of lack. Lack of evidence is not evidence of lack. Just because you can't see it doesn't mean it's not showing up yet. You just haven't programmed your subconscious mind enough so to spit out a different reality. So when you start talking to the present tense, I'm so happy and grateful that my videos are reaching hundreds and thousands and millions of people, and that I'm able to inspire millions of people all over the world. My videos are going viral. There's people from 50, 60 countries. When I start talking like that long enough, I start to attract possibilities that I couldn't attract when I said, my stupid videos are only getting 300 stupid views. What the heck? This sucks. So start start to practice talking to yourself in the present tense, or get an affirmation, or get a hypnosis. I have a free success hypnosis that I mentioned that I use, but do whatever you got to do to start talking in the present tense about what you want, and you retrain your brain, you brainwash yourself for the results as you want, as opposed to why it's not possible. Number 4 makes perfect sense after what we just talked about. Practice gratitude for the things that you want to manifest in your life. Practice gratitude. Practice gratitude for the fact that somebody else already has them. Practice gratitude for the fact that you've already attracted enough prosperity to have food today, to have clean water today, to have somewhere that you slept. When you practice gratitude for the things that you want to attract in your life, for the love that you have, for friendships, for all of these things, you get yourself in a position where your reticular activating system, which is the part of you, there's billions of bits of information happening every single second, and your reticular activating system is the thing that only shows you the bits of information that are relevant to your reality, right? So when you start to focus on the fact that you're so grateful for love or prosperity or great opportunities, and you make that your central focus and appreciation, you're training your reticular activating system and your subconscious mind to focus on those experiences. Just like, in that old punch buggy game, and you punch your brother or your sister or your friend or whomever when they see a punch buggy with like a yellow plate or something like that, and then you notice, I always see punch buggies everywhere after I play that game. Why? Because when what we focus on expands, what we start to set as an intention as we see in our life, when we start to believe something, then we start to see it in our life. And so start this practice where you practice gratitude, and what we do is we'll actually take out a little piece of paper and we'll write 10 things we're grateful for that have not, I repeat, have not manifested in our life yet, and we start to train our minds to feel appreciative for them already being here. And the result is, when you can do that at higher levels, you start to see these things show up. Some people call it magic, miracles, good luck. I call it the way reality works. Number 5, bless the things that you want. So your subconscious mind only receives information in the present tense, which quite literally means if you want something and somebody else has that thing and you don't have it, and you cope with the fact, you protect yourself about the fact that you don't have it by making them wrong, by being jealous, by judging them in some way about something else in their life, your subconscious mind actually shows that thing as bad. Let's say, for instance, that you really wanted a sports car, you really wanted a house, you really wanted a romantic relationship, and you saw someone with a romantic relationship. And instead of being like, man, I'm so appreciative that this person found their soulmate and they're so happy, that means it's out there for me in the world, I bless them with all the love for 10 million zillion years. Instead, right, you could be like, stupid people kissing out in public. Yet they do that on themselves. I mean, they probably don't even like each other. It's like, that guy's a little bit too fat for her anyways, right? We find all these stupid things, and every time you do that, what you're actually signaling to your subconscious mind is, I don't want that thing they have. I don't want that thing's bad. That thing's bad. Your subconscious wants to protect you. It's primal. Its purpose has always been protection and preservation. So when it sees something bad, it wants to protect you from that thing. It doesn't want you to have it. That's the only reason we've been able to evolve for millions of years, is our subconscious protects us from giant animals that can eat us when we're living in a cave, and from the elements. We needed fear. And so when we have a negative relationship to something, our subconscious wants to protect us from it. Another instance might be, you see someone with a great sports car, or somebody got a promotion and a position raise at your company, and instead of being like, damn, that's awesome, man, way to go get that, that inspires me, I can go do that, that's great, I bless you for even to get another car and another promotion and make more money and do more things. Instead we're like, yeah, but he's an idiot. She's so dumb. I mean, have you heard her talk before? She is an idiot. I mean, it's just, this is the stupidest. This whole place is a conspiracy. I mean, she gets a raise, I don't get a raise, he gets a raise. I mean, that guy is an idiot. I mean, look at it. He's driving around in his sports car. I mean, he probably, why doesn't he go feed some kids in Africa or something like that? I mean, he's such a greedy idiot with his money, right? And we talk like that either out loud or to ourselves in a very dramatic fashion like that, or a less dramatic fashion like that. But every time you do that, you're signaling to your subconscious mind that that thing is bad. So start to notice where you judge people and see if it's the things that you want in your life. Think about the things that you want, whether it's a new career, more romantic relationships, travel around the world, your dream business, more success with whatever it is that you're doing, more contribution to the world, you want a six-pack abs, you want to be in better shape. And start when you see people that have what you want, go out of your way to compliment them. Go out of your way to in your mind say, I bless them. I hope that they have so much more of that, even more amazing love. And that guy gets an 8-pack. He's already got a 6-pack. Hope he gets an 8-pack. And I'm so grateful that he has an 8-pack because it shows me if he could do it, I could do it. We're all human flesh and bones and blood, so I could do that too. And that guy with a millionaire, if he could do that, I could do it too. I'm so grateful that he's out there showing and paving the way. If he can do it, I can do it. And notice the energy. I'm in such a place of abundance, of happiness. I'm programming my subconscious mind. I'm communicating with it and saying, hey, that thing right there, that thing's good. I can have that thing. I'm so grateful that person has that thing. So your subconscious says, oh, hey, I think the boss likes that thing. Let's create that thing for the boss. So start to bless the things that you want instead of condemn, judge, and make them wrong. And you put yourself in a position to attract amazing things. This is Jake Ducey from JakeDucey.com. Be sure to subscribe, download my free success hypnosis. I hope you enjoy it. See you on the next video.